A very good morning and a warm welcome to you, dear students, to your history class. Today we will continue studying Chapter 3, Effects of British Rule, Part 2. Now in this part you will see how the British established their government in India, their laws in India, bureaucracy, police and military. Like you can see in this picture over here, you can see this picture, the military and the police. Now let's march into the lesson. Firstly, let's recap what we did in the previous class. In the previous class, we learned the establishment of East India Company, British and Marathas, subsidiary alliance, and lastly, Chhatrapati Pratap Singh. I hope you all remember what we did in the previous class. Now today we will learn about effect of British rule on India, dual government, parliamentary laws, civil services, military and police force, and lastly the judicial system. Now we will go and listen to the explanation. Watch this explanation of the part 2 very attentively, students.
Session. In the last session, we started Chapter 3 of History and covered the following topics: Establishment of East India Company, British and Marathas, Subsidiary Alliance, Chhatrapati Pratap Singh. Today we will continue that chapter and cover the following topics: Effects of British rule, and under that we will study dual government, parliamentary laws, civil services, military and police force, judicial system. So let's begin with dual government. Dual means double or twofold. So dual government means double system of administration. It was introduced by Robert Clive in 1765 in Bengal. Under this dual government, the administration of Bengal was divided between East India Company and Nawab of Bengal. East India Company took over Diwani and Nazamat was under Nawab. Diwani means right to collect revenues and taxes. Nizamat means to maintain peace, law and order. So the company undertook the work of revenue collection, whereas the Nawab of Bengal had to maintain law and order in his area and take care of the need of the people. But ill effects of dual government system could be seen after certain time. The company increased the taxes and money in the form of taxes went into the pockets of the company officers. The monopoly of trade in India was given to East India Company. This resulted in the downfall of Indian traders and merchants. They were reduced to beggars and officials of the company became extremely rich. Many trading companies in England envied them. It means they did not like this. The working system of East India Company was criticized in England, and British Parliament introduced some important laws to keep control over the company. So what were those parliamentary laws? Let's see. The first one is the Regulating Act of 1773. According to this act, the Bengal governor came to be known as Governor General. Warren Hastings became the first Governor General of India. He is Warren Hastings. With this, he got the right to control the policies of Mumbai and Madras. A committee of 4 members was set up to assist him. Next is 8th India Act under Parliamentary law. It was passed in 1784. The Act provided for appointment of a permanent board of control. So why this permanent control of board was established? Yes, it was established for better management and regulation of affairs or work of the East India Company in India. Again, in 1813, 1833 and 1853, new laws were passed by the Parliament to make certain changes in the working of the company. In this way, the British government gradually developed an indirect control on the administration of East India Company. With the emergence of British rule, or we can say with the establishment of British rule, a new administrative system developed in India. Civil services, military, police force and judicial systems became the main pillars of British administration in India, and we will study about them in detail. Let's begin with civil services. British rule was increasing in India, and to strengthen this, there was a need of bureaucrats. What are bureaucrats? Bureaucrats are those government officials who run the government at ministerial level or at district level. They have the responsibility of actual implementation of government policies. Whatever policies the government make, they help them to implement. So, Lord Cornwallis introduced bureaucracy. Now, bureaucracy is a system of administration of government, how the government works. So, Lord Cornwallis laid the foundation of British rule throughout India, and civil services became an important part of the British rule. He restricted the private trade, and for this he increased the salary of the company officers. Why he did so? Because when he came in India, company was running in loss, but the employees of the company was making profits with private trade without caring for the company. So he stopped this trade by increasing their salary. For the convenience of the administration, he divided the British occupied territories into districts, and the district collector was the chief of the district administration. So his main responsibility was to collect revenue, giving justice, maintaining law and order in his district. These officers, we can say these civil servants, were appointed through competitive examination known as Indian Civil Services. The Civil Services examination is a national level competitive examination in India and one of the toughest examination. These are conducted by UPSC, Union Public Service Commission, for the recruitment of IAS, IFS and IPS officers. IAS, IFS and IPS are the 3 branches of civil services. Next is military and police force. All of you know are very much aware of the duties of military and police, so we will see what they used to do in the British rule. The duty of military was to safeguard the British occupied regions in India. They also used to acquire new territories for the Britishers and also break down any revolt against Britishers. And to maintain law and order was the duty of the police force. Judicial system. The British established a new judicial system in India, and this system was based on the English system, which was followed in England. Every district had a civil and criminal court to solve the local cases. High courts were also established because if the people were not satisfied with the judgment of these courts, they can appeal in the High Court. The same system is still followed, and today we have Supreme Court in India, and if someone is not satisfied with the judgment of High Courts, they can go to the Supreme Court. Now that's all for today. We will continue the chapter in the next session. Now what you have to do, you have to write the full forms of the 3 branches of civil services that we have discussed above, and write the role of the officers of these 3 branches: IAS, IFS and IPS. Thank you.
Okay students, now you have heard the explanation of part 2. It was very nicely explained. So now I will give you a summary of what we have learned today. Firstly, dual government. It was introduced by Robert Clive in 1765. This is Robert Clive. This is the original picture. The company undertook the work of revenue collection, and the Nawab of Bengal had to maintain law and order. This was known as dual government system. Dual means two. Two systems were there of government system. Now what were the ill effects? That means what were the disadvantages of dual government? Is that company officers pocketed the taxes. They should take all the taxes from the people and put it in their pockets. They should not give it to the government. And secondly, the monopoly for trading was given to the East India Company. Monopoly means a single seller selling products in entire market. And East India Company is a British company. Okay, now let's go ahead. Next one is parliamentary laws. Lord Warren Hastings. This is Lord Warren Hastings. This is the original picture. He became the Governor General of India. He controlled the policies of Mumbai and Madras provinces. In 1784, Pitt's India Act was passed, a permanent board of control for better regulation and management of affairs of the East India Company in India. In 1813, 1833 and 1853, new laws were passed by the Parliament to make certain changes in the working of the East India Company. Next, we have civil services. Lord Cornwallis, this is Lord Cornwallis' original picture. He introduced bureaucracy. What is bureaucracy? Bureaucracy refers to both a body of non-elected government officials and an administrative policy making group. They are the people who are supporting the government and they work for the ministers. He restricted the private trade carried out by the company officers and he increased the officers' salary. Next, military and police force. This is the military. You can see the picture, and this is the police force. The duty of the military. What was their duty? Safeguard or protect the British occupied regions in India, acquire new territories, break down any revolt against the British in India. Duty of the police force to maintain law and order in the country. Lastly, judicial system. This is the High Court in Calcutta. A new judicial system on the basis of judicial system in India was created. Next we have the military and the police force. Now what was the duty of the military? Safeguard and protect the British occupied regions in India. Next, to acquire new territories. And lastly, to break down any revolt against the British in India. This is the picture of the military. As you can see, all the officers were British, and the people who used to fight the army were the Indians. Secondly, the duty of the police force. Their duty was to maintain law and order in the country. This is the police force of during the British time. They also had to pass an exam. Next we go to judicial system. A new judicial system in India on the basis of judicial system in England was created. Based on this judicial system in England, they made the same judicial system in India. Every district had a civil and criminal court to solve the local cases, and a high court was established as well. As you can see this picture, this is a picture of the High Court in Calcutta. This was established during the time of British. I hope you have understood this entire lesson. It is very clear and very nicely explained. Thank you.